Sizzler. If you cast an iron back to the beginning of the Sizzler journey, it all begins with Del and Helen Johnson when they opened their Southern California Sizzler family steakhouse on January 27, 1958. This was the time when a steak dinner was a status symbol, a special occasion if you've just done something good like getting a promotion at work or gaining a swimming badge. Not necessarily in that order. Whatever your reason for announcing to the neighbours that you were off to Sizzler, you knew for that night at least you were better than your neighbours. A steak dinner would set you back less than $1 at 99 cents in those early days, the equivalent of about $9 today. This was designed to be accessible, not as much as fast food, but a step above, like you're cheating the system. In many ways, Sizzler was cheating the system. Italian and Mexican food was supposed to be either or, a choice you made, entirely different restaurants on entirely different nights. This is not lost on you, while you're loading spaghetti and meatballs into a hard, crisp, taco shell with a defiant grin. You're making your own system at Sizzler. The introduction of the salad bar helped open up Sizzler to a more value-focused restaurant option. The ability to offer a wider range and all-you-can-eat will often be popular. You may not have eaten for a week and worn the stretchiest pants you own in preparation for doing battle at the Sizzler all-you-can-eat buffet, but Sizzler has a few tactics of its own. Bread, in this case cheese bread or cheese toast, also known as a meal by itself. A delicious uncut cheese toast is of course complimentary.
Are you saying that the cheese toast is complimentary?
Yeah, they keep bringing it, and good luck not eating it. This diversion tactic is not lost on any seasoned Sizzler veteran, but the temptation to fill up too quickly and be rendered ineffective at the salad bar is all part of the Sizzler experience. You choose your tactics wisely. Sizzler commercials. Sizzler is not a company that has embraced change. A look back through Sizzler commercials, there is a consistent focus on price and value. A significant challenge here is maintaining that value. Steak and lobster is premium, but you're aiming at value-focused customers. If you put up the price, the value goes, and probably the customer. You can't reduce portion size when you're promoting all you can eat, and the quality is hard to lower when your brand is steak and lobster. That's rich people food. This is probably the thinking behind the Buffalo Ranch Steakhouse brand. That was created in the 1990s as an offshoot of Sizzler, but aimed at a more premium clientele, but the brand was most likely too closely aligned with the Sizzler brand to have the impact that was expected. Although Sizzler is born and bred in the USA, Sizzler has left a cultural impact for many Australians, being a popular restaurant chain from the 80s onwards, resulting in a brand tug-of-war that has spanned decades and is confusing from an identity point of view from the outside looking in. While it's not unusual for a company to sell developing rights to international partners, in fact this has many advantages if done correctly. For example, a partner with a strong record of understanding how a local market operates and has the required infrastructure in place is an obvious advantage. What made this case more unusual was Sizzler's worldwide operations would later be bought in 2005 by Pacific Equity, an Australian investment firm. Sizzler didn't have an Australian partner. Sizzler was now full-blown Australian, and while the cutlery was no doubt improved,
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
a plan to bring back control of Sizzler to the USA was in action. This was achieved in 2011 when a management buyout saw Sizzler's USA restaurants be acquired from Pacific Equity Partners. This meant that the USA restaurants and the rest of the international restaurants were officially a separate entity. Order was restored in the Sizzler universe, but it would be fairly short-lived. Towards the end of 2020, Sizzler USA entered Chapter 11 bankruptcy, citing COVID-19 related issues for doing so. A trying time for anyone in the restaurant business, but this is not the first time that Sizzler has wound up in this position. In 1996, Sizzler filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy as a way to restructure the business, close unprofitable restaurants, and organize lease agreements. This process is not a death knell for a business, but it isn't a sign of a business at the top of its game either. The company has been shrinking. Its number of units was down, and system sales have averaged a 2.5% decline the past 5 years, including a 3.8% decline in 2019. This decline has been a long-term trend, and the events of 2020 was an arresting factor. Competition is much stronger in the casual dining sector than it was when Sizzler was pioneering an affordable steak dinner. The list is long if you want choice these days. Older rivals such as Pizza Hut that also offer buffet-style dining have always had an advantage over Sizzler. Pizza is much more adaptable and far less expensive to produce than steak. Maybe Sizzler's biggest rival over the years has been Sizzler itself. An all-you-can-eat buffet may have been seen as a complement to a steak meal. However, its popularity would often become center stage. Paying $15 for a steak when you can eat plate after plate of buffet food is a tough sell at the best of times. If you're on a budget, perhaps with a family to feed, it's an even tougher sell. Will Sizzler change? The future of the Sizzler brand is unsure. A restructure will perhaps be beneficial, or it could be just a band-aid before the inevitable. The brand's identity doesn't seem to come from the company itself. It feels corporate. The wheels keep turning, but you can see why generation after generation would have fond memories. Del and Helen Johnson may not have been thinking about spaghetti tacos, or how you're now on your 5th serving of cheese bread as you take a tactical moment to recover with the salad bar still in your eye line. Sizzler probably still has value in the name, but Sizzler most likely needs a change, and not just a corporate refresh. More than a few new chairs and a lick of paint. The only chance of survival seems to be a serious investment in innovation. Less running a good idea until the wheels fall off, and more focus on a revamped menu that is both efficient to produce and profitable. A lot of people have a stake in Sizzler, the brand, and now it's corporate Sizzler versus brand Sizzler. Will there be memories made in the future, or will it be assets stripped on a balance sheet? Don't throw away those stretchy pants just yet. All things Sizzler, let me know. Thanks for watching.